Hey, this is Sasha, the options coach. In today's video, we're going to take a look at market events and which ones should you watch. This is something I see quite often where people think they need to see the news and they need to watch the news. But the reality is it may not be as important as you think. So here's kind of the question I spotted on Facebook. You can also check out our Facebook group. There's a lot of freebies, and also check out some of the goodies that we have available, webinars, PDFs, downloads down below. But in either case, here is a question. Hey guys, I would like some help with something. What market events should I look before placing a trade? For example, earnings, dividend dates, Fed announcements. What else is there to add? This will really depend on kind of what you're doing. First off, if you're doing long-term investing, probably not as important. But if you're doing things, let's say stock specific rather than maybe an ETF, then yeah, stuff like earnings will be important. I'll give you a tool that could be useful and helpful. Here's kind of the Bloomberg calendar. You could filter it, click the filters, and then what we can do is go in and clear kind of all these different things, like clear the country, and then we'll go to the United States. We'll also just hit things that are most important. And now this will give me kind of an economic news rundown. Now, they say it's important. It doesn't necessarily mean it's fully important, but they say it's kind of important. And when we look at this, this is actually things that could move the markets. I will say stuff like jobs report, that first week of the month or the Friday, it does move markets in a lot of cases, or the Fed speak, it does move markets. But I will also say that in other times, it doesn't move markets as much, depending on what's important or what the market's been looking at recently. For example, in the past, inflation was not a big deal, but recently inflation has been a big deal. Maybe in the past, war was not a big deal, but even though we might have had war, but now it is a big deal. I remember the school shootings that happened many years back. It was a big deal when the shootings started to happen. Now it's less of an impact on the market. So what you'll see is the market will kind of get conditioned into what's important at the time. So as for looking at kind of the question here, we'll say, yeah, watch for earnings because earnings can whip around the position. Dividend dates also is important because it could drop the stock a little bit when the dividends get paid out. Fed announcements, yeah, jobs reports, those are all kind of important things. But what you'll see is how's the market reacting to different types of news over the last 3 or 6 months. And that's kind of what's going to be important and things to watch because those things can change from year to year or over time. So be aware of those things. I will say it's also less important that you focus on the news, and it's actually much more critical and important to learn and watch how you position size properly, because even if, let's say, I have an earnings coming up or a dividend thing or jobs report or Fed speaking, if I only got $5 invested, and it goes to zero, whatever stock I have goes to zero or tanks or explodes to the moon, it's not going to affect me that much. The issue is that most people, what they do is they put so much into that position that if it does go against them, well, now it creates a panic moment. And because they have such a concentration of risk, that's where the problem lies. So it's important that you spread your money properly and understand the risk behind it that you're putting on and how much it can whip or wiggle, because that's really the issue for a lot of people, is they've position size too big to where they can't handle the movements or the volatility. Anyways, I hope that helps. Check out our Facebook group if you like, or grab some of the freebies, PDFs, checklists, and worksheets that I have down below. Absolutely free. You can check it out, and you can even sign up to join our coaching group sometime in the future, where we work with you together to make sure you're trading properly and correctly. Anyways, thanks again, and I will see you next time. Take care.